Hello, once again, dear viewer, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. I'm going to be channeling messages from your future self regarding something that you've been looking forward to, something you've been asking about, what your future self is trying to say to you as far as this timeline you're moving on to. If this has found you, this may be your reading. And just remember, if you do not like what your future self has to say, you do not have to claim this energy. You can always see this reading and not claim it as your own. The future is never set in stone. But if you've been looking for your higher self for messages regarding something that you've been asking for related to a certain project, a certain timeline shift, then this message is for you. And I did receive a few downloads previously to this reading and this recording that I had been planning on a week ago, but I hadn't really been up to it. So I also have some songs associated with this, a lot of them surrounding a theme of confidence, but also the song. I don't really remember the name of it, but it goes like, I'm the one who wants to be with you. Yeah, so I'm gonna link any song that I receive in the description below. Some of them I might not say out loud in the reading because there's just a lot coming to me. One of the main pieces of information I got before I even planned to do this reading was surrounding confidence. There might be a confidence issue, or your future self really does want you to dream big and be inspired. Your future self wants you to have confidence and flow and not disregard any of the intuitive hits or messages you are receiving, because this feels like a divinely guided intuitive group of people, and I'm just going to be in a state of flow during the reading, so bear with me. I'm a little bit slower today, but this is going to be where you are presently, your current energy. If you identify with this, if this resonates with you, um, again, if you do not want any of this in this reading, you do not have to claim it. If you do not necessarily resonate with this, but you do claim this future, you can have whatever you want in life. Right now, you are looking for peace within your inner child, especially is looking for peace. You're looking to move forward confidently. And with the first song that came through, there's a YouTube channel that it's called Smo Yoho, and it usually like songifies like different news stories or different uh like people in the media. But they did a series called I believe it's Song Voyage, where they go to different countries, and it was a long time ago, but basically the song that was coming up was Confidence. You can suck so hard but still go far. It's just about having confidence. You don't have to be good at what you do, but when you're confident, you can almost like wear the mask. It's the illusion, it's the projection of I am the best, you know. You can do whatever you set your mind to, and that energetic frequency does actually influence other people. You could be interested in a lot of spell work and healing the inner child. There might have been deep like religious wounds and influences, but this is like uncharted territory. You feel like you're coming across a side of yourself, spirituality, that you've never seen before, and you're moving forward in a direction that might even be new to you, your family, or just, yeah, I'm getting this idea of uncharted territory. So there's another song you might heal or move or are inspired through music. So Uncharted by Sarah Bareilles. I can tell me which way to go. You don't have to show me which way to go. I can tell you which way I want to go. And a lot of it is about not really following the trends, going in your own direction in your own way, and understanding that you can be a leader. You can be a leader in your industry, in your family. And I keep hearing the phrase, you are crossing the threshold. And presently it just seems like you're just doing that inner work, or you're taking inspired action and inspiration as if you are a child. You're living your life as if you cannot fail, or you wish to live your life and follow your dreams and take action with the confidence of a child, but also the wisdom of an adult. I'm getting the sense that you want to heal something that maybe your parents inflicted on you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like bad or painful. It is just you could have even be very dearly loved by your family, but they were just doing what they were taught and they know to do out of survival, and taking a risk or taking that leap of faith might actually feel almost impossible. But trust that there are a lot of good things for you coming in, and just let's see like what your future self has to say. Like these cards are going to be blockages, so I'm putting them off to the side. I'm doing something a little bit different. Bear with me, but right now it's just what your future self has to say to you about what's coming. If some of you are wanting, yeah, I'm getting some of you want help navigating a career, getting out of, yeah, this, some of this has to do with boundary setting. You are manifesting a more stable life. I'm getting the sense that you had inherited either a poverty mindset, or I'm also feeling a damsel in distress mindset where your family taught you that you need outside people to save you or to validate who you are as a person, and it has deeply destabilized you. It has caused this wound of feeling like you need to over rely on others and you can't trust your own intuition or even the information that you receive or how you receive information. It is like you, if you wanted to go down a path that your family hadn't before, like let's say you came from a family of people who, I'm getting licensed physicians, I'm getting doctors. It seems to be a trend. Or you came from a family where there was only one way of escaping poverty, and it's not the way you feel called to or drawn to. And whether you are living in the state of low income or poverty or not is irrelevant. It has to do a little bit with the mindset and how you perceive material wealth, how you perceive stability. Going back to coming from like a family of doctors and needing to get your license, or doing a similar thing to your family, outperforming your peers, or needing to cut other people down, your future self wants you to know that the way that your family has done things is based on an old paradigm that never really served them, or was just almost like an escape and coping mechanism for very hard times. This is a generational wound that has gotten worse over time. If you're like in your 60s, or your family members or you knew people who were in the Great Depression or were alive during a recession or even escaped an impoverished nation, this is going to be a wound that is triggered within you that your future self is wanting you to overcome, because there is a decision you need to make regarding your future. In the next few years, especially, some choice you make over the next 2 or 3 months is going to make a giant impact in the next few years. And this could be career related. This could be related to a mindset shift, or even a path you take that has never been taken before, but you feel like called to it. It's like a dramatic shift, and it has to do with a perspective change. It has to do with the material world. And it's not just, I'm not getting this feeling of you adopted a lack mindset. It feels like you were indoctrinated into a family or a system that sees lack or is worried about either existing in poverty or is having trouble escaping it. And so they feel like there's only one way out. And that is limiting your growth spiritually and physically, and you might feel blocked in how to move forward. So within the next 3 or 4 months, some of you have, okay, getting the month of April, either you were born in April or something was triggered in April for you. You might have even made this decision in April to move on from something, even move away from home, move away from a specific society, move away from a job. And this is going to be coming back to you in a weird way in the next few months. So your future self, for some of you, is reminding you of a decision you made previously, even in April or a few months ago, that is almost like reoccurring in a healer spiral. It's coming back to you. So I guess this would be like the equivalent of an old job or an old partner coming back and asking you to return to the job or relationship, and you needing to double down on your sense of emotional security and rest so that you can move forward. And it feels like your future self wants you to enter into a detox mode, not necessarily hermit mode, but detoxing yourself from the things in your life, or not exposing yourself to the people, the places, or even the thought groups. Like, how do I explain this? Thought groups. If you were watching certain types of media or even scrolling on Instagram, YouTube, or even looking at Facebook feeds, I'm getting reels as well from Instagram and TikTok. If you, because the algorithm likes to kind of keep you in a certain state, it takes in information, but that is the same type of thing that social circles can do. So if you're surrounded by people who think a certain way and you need to think in a new way, exposing yourself to even media of people who are like-minded to an old way of thinking is going to keep you stuck in that loop. It is going to become your thoughts. So be very careful of what you consume in the media, because it could keep you stuck in this mindset of, like, especially when we're dealing with the types of people who can have trillions of dollars and still think that they're the poorest people in the universe, because in spirit they kind of are. They have this black hole within their soul that just dissolves money and resources, and it's just never good enough. And that doesn't necessarily have to be what's going on here, but there are subconscious reasons why you might be influenced more by the people outside of you who keep you stuck in this state of mind. And your future self wants you to know that this isn't going to last forever, because the thing is some of you do actually have more than enough. Your future self wants you to recognize that you will never not have enough. You will never be destitute and on your own. You don't need other people. You don't need validation from outside of yourself. You need to have confidence in what you do and go off script. You don't need to, like, if you're trying to write something, um, you don't need to keep going to a friend or, someone who is a better writer than you and getting validated for what your work is. Like, is it good enough to be put out there? Are people going to like it? Because truth be told, like, yes, their opinion matters, but they're going to be sticking to the status quo. And there might be other factors. There might be some jealousy. If you in the past have started working on something that was radically different from your family or the people around you, and it might have been really good, high quality work, but because of the jealousy of the people around you or the ignorance, there would have been that subconscious blow to your psyche of, it's different and new and I don't like it. Your family members all around you saying, I don't like that is new and different. So, yeah, that is something that you are going to be working through. This feels like you're not being prepared necessarily for the next step in your journey. You're realizing and breaking through this idea. I keep hearing the phrase, you feel like you come from an impoverished nation. You're coming from a place of just like either extreme poverty, or you're dealing with an instability within your material world. And it feels like a lot of this is just internalized internalized grief and a mindset that just needs to shift. Like, this really is like, you need to change your mind and find a new perspective, and from there, like, things are just going to come to you easier and flow easier. Because when we have attachments to material wealth and, growth, when we have attachments to money, we our perception of that becomes distorted. And when we compare ourselves to others, it becomes distorted even more. If your only focus is the material and you're ignoring your emotional reality, or even just the accomplishments that you do have presently, it is never going to feel like it's enough. So your future self is actually just warning you that you're going to stay stuck in this mind of, I am living in poverty and nothing will get better, if that's all you are focusing on. So a choice is going to be made in the near future that is going to influence you 2 or 3 years from now. And, right now it just feels really heavy and sucky right now. Um, and I feel it. Like, I feel like I'm stuck in this thought loop. So let's see if we have actually any advice to break free from this. Your future self wants you to know that when you set your mind and intentions on something, the universe will always find a way to make your dreams come true. It's not going to be in the way you expect it. You're not going to, you might not even receive it very well. This is a warning to you, right now. If you're stuck in a poverty and lack mindset, and okay, I'm shaking a little bit, so give me a moment. So I'm hearing missing the forest for the trees. If you feel like, how do I say this? One of the pieces of advice Spirit has for you is to make a list of everything you want, but don't specify how you want it to be true, how you want it to come true. Focus more so on the dream or the goal at hand, and allow the universe to just put you in places and cross paths with people who will align you with that. So let's just say if you are trying to go to college for a specific degree, the outcome you're looking for is to become a doctor, or to become a therapist, or whatever you, and it has to be your choice, it has to be your dream, it can't be anybody else's. You pick what you want to do, you pick the field of study and where you want to be, and you allow the universe to align you with circumstances and places that get you to that point and allow that growth. What you don't want to do is be really nitpicky and specific on the ways that you get to the end goal. Also, if you're like trying to work on fitness or like losing weight, just stick with, I want to be healthier and I want to reach this weight at some point. Don't set a timeline, don't set a deadline. Say, I want this goal. And then, yes, plan out the steps to get there. However, when you're co creating with the universe, the steps to get there might not be the right steps to get to that goal. You might not be seeing the steps you need to take for your wellness, for your path forward. This the steps to take to enter in a certain career field might not be college. There might be an easier way to get there. You might be taken to a vocational program that is paid for by the state, or you might get a grant. If you're too restricted on how you get to that outcome, you might be missing out on a better way to get there, or you're not going to receive it in the way that it is going to be long term, or maybe even figure out that it won't be right for you. Because you could want to be in a certain program or a certain field or reach a certain health goal, but the universe sees you on a DNA level. The universe sees your potential. And all along that path to that goal, it could absolutely redirect you to something better, something greater, and teach you things about yourself you didn't even know. Like if you're trying to reach a certain health and fitness goal, there might be an underlying condition that you wouldn't figure out until someone crosses your path and makes you, kind of points it out to you. And then you can reach a certain point of health that is greater than you initially were planning because you didn't have that information. You didn't have the information that you could get a grant or you can get some sort of scholarship because you were so dead set on doing it, going to school or higher education in the traditional way your family knows. You never know what's out there until you just start and initiate the journey and allow the universe to realign you. It's not a failure if you have to drop out of school because you have certain things come up. You might be redirected to a higher purpose or plan, and even a job or an outcome you never would have expected. But again, this is just about letting go of what you think your life should look like in the material world based on the limiting beliefs within yourself as well as the limiting beliefs that were in your family. And just know that you can have everything you set your mind to. It is just about moving forward fearlessly and committing to something. But above all else, it's knowing that it's a dream you want. You will never fulfill a dream that is not yours, right? If it's your family dream to become something, if it's your family dream to get married, if it's your family's dream or you think society will like you and approve you better if you go down a certain path, you will never achieve that. It will never feel right. You will always feel like you're lacking because it's not meant for you. You could basically win the lottery tomorrow, but if money isn't the thing your soul truly values, and you know getting that is going to just complicate your life and your relationships, it's not going to feel right. You can go into the career of your family's dreams, but it's never going to feel like enough. It's never going to feel right for you because it's not for you. So your future self wants to warn you against going towards things that are just not for you because it's just going to cause a lot of grief, and bringing balance back into your life. I think one of the things Spirit also wants to mention is that there is no harm in attempting a path that someone else set out for you. But as long as you know at a certain point that it's not for you and you feel this dejection, you feel like this sense of emptiness, you feel almost alone, that is your cue to just leave. That is your cue to go within and go back to your inner child. Like doing a lot of inner child work, but also reviewing what you used to like to do when you were a child. That is the purest form of who you were. What games did you like to play? Did you like to play with like cars, Hot Wheels? Did you like video games? What was your imaginary world? What did you do when you were a child? Did you like to play with animals? Did you like to play doctor? Did you like to, you know, even be, I'm getting gas station worker. Maybe you like to work with cars. Maybe you wanted to be an artist or storyteller. Maybe you want to be like a philosopher, teacher, critical thinker. I'm getting you made up stories that I'm getting, yeah. You like to repeat the stories that other people told you. So going back to what you did when you were a child, what games did you play? What shows did you watch? It is going to give you a better insight of who you are, align you with a different path. Even if it's not exactly what you were doing as a child, it is going to give you greater insight into what to focus on moving forward and why certain paths were just not right for you. So your future self is telling you that you are going to end up living the life of your dreams. These manifestations are going to come in easier the closer you are to your truer self, going within and doing that. And listening to certain types of shows on repeat that do connect you with your inner child, or even the music you used to listen to. I'm getting the sense that you like to listen to music or even play it. Being on your own a little bit, or even reconnecting with childhood friends might make it easier for you. But also being with people who allow you to explore your inner child, allow you to feel free, like going with a group of friends to go bowling or to an arcade or just something. I'm even getting roller skating, like snowboarding, like anything that makes you feel free. And you're going to get the sudden hit of genius. You're going to have something break wide open because you are inhabiting your truest form. Your soul is able to reach through you. And that is going to give you that inspiration and going to get you out of being stuck and stagnant. So unleash your inner child, let them run free, let them be happy, and nothing will hold you back. Your future self wants you to know that no matter what you choose in life, you are worthy of love and deserving of the most peaceful and happy timeline and version of you. And you can have it if you claim it so. And I really wish the best for you and pray that no matter what you choose, you do find peace. And I hope this gives you a little bit of something to look forward to or something to aspire towards. So I'm so happy to have you here. I want to send all my love to you, and I will see you in another reading.